Hi everyone, this is Yana Smakula and welcome back to my channel. Today I have one product, 3 ways kind of video featuring a brand new Holiday Foliage Bold Prints background cling stamp from Hero Art's 2018 holiday catalog. I was only planning to make one card using this background, but as I started playing, I got other ideas popping into my head, so I decided to make more than one card. I was filming and editing this video right before I left for vacation, so I apologize ahead of time if it seems a little bit rushed. I was really pressed for time, but I wanted to get it done before I left. So let's jump right in. We're going to start with the most complicated card idea first, and then I'll show you the medium difficulty card and the simplest card idea at the end of this video. Here's a look at the stunning background stamp. It's a 6x6 cling stamp with unbelievable detail to it. The lines of the images are very, very fine, and the entire background illustration, it's just stunning. I've already stamped this in black ink, and I used VersaFine Onyx Black ink on white paper, and I clear heat embossed this to create a raised edge to this image. You can simply stamp it, but I wanted to have that embossed edge to help me color, to help me stay within the lines. I picked Copic markers for this background as I wanted to not only color the image, but also color the space around the images, and you can kind of see how I tested that on a portion of my background. Now, the reason I picked Copic markers is because I knew I would be doing a ton of coloring, and for me, Copic markers are the fastest coloring medium to color with. Now, it's not recommended to color with alcohol markers over heat embossing, as the alcohol from the marker can eat up that embossing powder, and embossing powder can, it can end up being dissolved, and it can get on the tip of the marker and it can damage it. I was trying to be very careful here, and I didn't go over the same area too many times, trying not to lay down too much marker or too much alcohol to dissolve the powder. It worked well for me, but just be careful when you attempt this, as Copics are expensive and nobody wants to ruin their markers. I used a variety of Copic marker colors for my coloring. All of those were holiday colors. I did not film the entire coloring part of this card, as that did take about 2, maybe 2.5 hours to complete, but I did film parts and pieces to show you a glimpse at the process. I used my go-to red markers, R89, R39, R27, R24, and R22 to color poinsettias and berries red. Next, I used several green marker combinations to color various greenery here in different shades of green. I used G99, G94, YG03 for the poinsettia leaves. Next, I used YG99, YG95, and YG93, as well as YG13, YG01, and YG00. All of these are my go-to Copic marker colors. I have a video tutorial showing how I created a Copic marker color chart for me to be able to easily remember and constantly use the same color combinations. This is a huge time saver, and if you have not seen that video, I encourage you to go and check it out, and I'll have it linked here in the cards at the top of the video so you can just click it and watch it later. You can make this background and the coloring as complicated or as simple as you like by adding just a little bit or a lot of shading. I kept my coloring fairly simple, as this background is already stunning. I also used a G99 marker and colored the pine branches. These were a bit tough to color since they were so very detailed, but I just went over them with my marker. I didn't worry too much about going over the lines, as I knew I'd be coloring that background and that would be covered. I also used YR04, Y35, and Y13 to color figs here. And by the way, you can find the list of all of the marker colors that I used for this card in the blog post associated with this video. Lastly, I used brown markers for the pine cones, E79 and E37. I did use some other lighter brown colors at first, but later I just used those 2 brown, dark brown markers. I used B99 marker to color the entire background, or rather the space in the background, and turn it dark. I am a huge fan of dark backgrounds. I feel they make everything pop, and they are just new to me, so to speak. They are also unexpected. You can, by all means, keep your backgrounds white if that's the look that you like or if that's the look that you're going for. So here's what this background looks like all colored. It has a little bit of shine from the clear embossing powder, but I will also step this up even more. For the sentiment for this card, I used a beautiful "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" message from the Winter Holiday Messages stamp set. This is also a new set from Hero Arts for 2018, and I heat embossed it in my new favorite embossing powder. And when you try this powder, it's going to be your favorite powder as well. This powder is just fantastic. It's the Gold Glitter Embossing Powder. It's gold, it has glitter in it. What could possibly be better? This embossing powder is fantastic for the holidays, but it's also great for those everyday elegant cards. And if you've seen the video that I shared yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. I turned my sentiment into a little rectangle and I foam mounted it onto my background, which in turn was adhered onto an A2 white card base. Next, I used my Tonic Aqua Shimmer pen and I added some sparkle and shimmer to the poinsettias. The shimmer pen did pick up some of the marker from the embossed sections, and you can see that the tip of my pen turned red. So just be careful here and try not to move the marker color outside of its zone, not to mess up your coloring. I did do that a little bit in one section, but then I was very careful. Next, I used the Hero Arts lacquer pen and I added dimensional clear detail over the berries on this background. Now, a thing to note here, do not rush. If there's a cluster of berries, coat just one berry. Let the berry dry and then coat the berry next to it. If you coat them all at once, they will all morph into one giant blob of lacquer. So slow and steady is the way to go here. This lacquer doesn't take too long to dry. 20 or 30 minutes should be enough before you can coat the berry next to the one that you already coated. Now, this is still not everything that I did to make this background pop. As a last step, I used my white pen and I added white dots onto the background, making it look like snow. If you watched my August My Monthly Hero video, you might remember that I used the same trick and I said that my coffee cup ended up looking wintry. That's exactly the look I wanted to recreate here, and it worked so well. If you didn't watch that video, I'll put it in a card right here so you can go and check it out if you like. Now here's a look at this card once it is finished. It was a lot of work, but it ended up being perfect. Perfect for that one most special person you want to give this card to. Yes, this is not a card design that I would mass produce or that I would encourage somebody to mass produce because it's a lot of work, but this is something worth making for a special person in your life. For my card idea number 2, and this is medium difficulty card, I decided to heat emboss this background on black paper. I already mentioned I love bold backgrounds, so black seemed like a perfect choice here. I used my new favorite gold glitter embossing powder, of course, for a ton of sparkle, and I just loved the look. Now, this particular powder is not as fine as some of the other powders by Hero Arts, so it did obliterate some of the detail on this background stamp, but I still think it ended up looking absolutely spectacular. And the best part, it was super easy to do. I white heat embossed the sentiment for this card on a piece of red cardstock. I went with a fun message from the Offbeat Holiday Messages stamp set. It's an awesome set with all of those snarky and not typical messages for the holiday season. Here I used "It's the happiest season of all, thanks to wine." There are many other similar type messages in this stamp set, and I know I will use them to make holiday cards for my friends with a sense of humor. We all have those beautiful traditional sentiments for the holiday season, but sometimes I just want to use something snarky on a card, you know? So I trimmed this piece into a little V-shaped banner and I foam mounted it onto my background, which in turn was adhered onto an A2 white card base. To step this background up, I used my Nuvo drops in red berry and I coated every berry of the background red. Again, where there was a cluster, I coated one berry in a cluster, let it dry, and then coated the other berry next to it. And here's a look at this card when it was all nice and done. And again, this is medium difficulty card. For my card idea number 3, the easiest one for today, I once again heat embossed this background, but this time in silver glitter embossing powder, and this one is also fabulous for the holiday season. It's another new powder from Hero Arts. For my sentiment, I used All I Want for Christmas Is You, wink wink, from the same offbeat holiday messages CM said, and I'm just going to give this card to my hubby. Here's a look at this card once it was finished. It's super simple to make, yet still beautiful, and it packs a punch. So there you have it, 3 project ideas, super complicated, medium difficulty, and easy to make using Hero Arts' new Holiday Foliage Bold Prints background stamp. I hope you enjoyed this video idea and the cards that I shared, and will give them a try. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to film more videos like this, where I take one product and share it 3 different ways, from simple to super complicated. Be sure to visit my blog for a full list of supplies, or check down in the video description. And join Hero Arts for a blog hop for loads of additional inspiration featuring the 2018 holiday catalog goodies. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have questions, as always, leave them in a comment section below, and please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet done so. If you are a subscriber but are not receiving new video notifications, check that bell icon on the homepage of my channel to get notified every time there's a new video or even a new post on my community page. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I love you, and I will see you next time. Now I'm off to my vacation, and by the way, in case any of you are wondering, my husband and I are going to Rome. We booked a quick little trip. It's just going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're back on Monday, and I cannot wait to get away. It's been years since we actually went on vacation or went on vacation by ourselves. And I just hope it's going to be fantastic. I think we're going to get like one of those tickets for the hop on, hop off bus tours. We're going to do some walking. We're going to do some, I don't know, fine dining or something. I'm so excited to just get away and relax. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.